I don't know what created mine.
Belarus, 1941. At that time, Nazi SS troops, assisted by local police, were hunting down Jews without mercy. In just 1 week, nearly 50,000 Jews were murdered. Meanwhile, more than 1 million others lived in fear, simply waiting to be killed or deported. The Germans were moving fast, massacring Jewish families in small villages. Amid the chaos, Zeus and his brother Asael planned to take their family into the forest, but the attack came too. Soon, they could only hide behind the trees, forced to watch everything unfold. Only Aron, the youngest brother, survived, hidden in a secret space beneath the floor. The next day, they encountered Tuvia. Asael and Aron immediately embraced him and told him what had happened. A few days later, Aron stumbled upon thousands of Jewish bodies, stripped naked and dumped into mass graves without burial. Soon after, they encountered other Jews hiding in the forest. Everyone was starving, including children on the verge of death. As their numbers grew, food supplies became scarce. Tuvia decided to visit an old friend, Cross, a non-Jewish farmer, hoping to secure food and weapons. Suddenly, a police patrol passed by, forcing Tuvia to hide in a warehouse. From there, he overheard police captain about was searching for the Bielski brothers. Cross revealed the truth. That same captain had murdered Tuvia's parents. Consumed by rage, Tuvia went alone that night to the Bernick family's house. As they sat down for dinner, Tuvia killed them all, sparing only the wife. The next morning, Zeus found Tuvia. He knew that killing an entire family was not who Tuvia really was. A week later, several other Jews arrived. Zeus opposed their rival. Unsure how they would feed more, Tuvia suggested sharing soup and water. While construction was underway, 2 armed men appeared, attempting to steal food. Zeus confronted them. They came from Politiski, the village where Zeus's wife and children had lived. Through them, Zeus learned that his family had been killed in an attack that claimed nearly 3,000 lives. Driven by revenge, Zeus armed himself and led Asael and the 2 men on a retaliatory strike. That night, Zeus burned German trucks used to transport Jews and seized weapons from an enemy vehicle. But soon, another car appeared from the road ahead, equipped with machine guns and searchlights. A firefight broke out. Asael ran in another direction and became separated. Outnumbered and outgunned, Zeus and Tuvia were forced to retreat back into the forest. The next day, Asael never returned. Everyone began to fear the worst. Food supplies in the camp were running low, and tensions rose. Some blamed Tuvia for refusing to ask outsiders for help. A few even suggested returning to the village. Believing there was no hope left in the forest, Tuvia tried to calm them down. He promised to find food and reminded everyone that staying hidden in the forest was far safer than returning to a ghetto under Nazi control. The following day, they went to Cruz's house to ask for help. Sadly, Cruz had been hanged for refusing to confess that he had helped them and hidden Asael. Though he lost his life, Cruz managed to save Asael and 2 women, one of them named Hare. While hiding in the bunker, Asael quietly developed feelings for Hare. Tuvia noticed Asael's lack of focus, as his attention was always on her. As food ran out again, Zeus and several others managed to get milk and eggs from a Jewish worker cooperating with the Germans. Later that day, police approached the camp with the old man whose milk had been taken. Panic spread. Tuvia ordered everyone to move. At the river, they launched a bluff attack. The police retreated, believing Tuvia had many fighters, when in reality, they were only a few. Tuvia successfully drove the police away and then moved to another location deep in the forest. They kept moving so the Germans wouldn't catch their trail. They kept moving, shifting from one place to another deep in the forest, so the Germans wouldn't pick up their trail. Tuvia and Zeus traveled through forests until they encountered a Red Army partisan camp. Their commander, Viktor Ponchenko, confronted Tuvia. At first, Tuvia defended himself. In the end, he made one thing clear: what mattered now was unity and fighting the Nazis together. The Bielski community began building a new camp to survive the coming winter. A man named Sulman brought devastating news. His village Brandovich was under attack and being slaughtered. He begged Tuvia for help. Zeus opposed Tuvia's decision to accept more people, believing it would drain their limited food supplies and put everyone at risk. Their argument escalated into a violent confrontation. Zeus left the forest and joined the Red Army partisans, choosing open combat over hiding. Meanwhile, Tuvia and Asael traveled to Brandovich. The village chief initially refused to leave, fearing discovery and the deadly winter ahead. After Tuvia promised to take responsibility for their safety, some villagers finally agreed to escape. That night, they moved through a hidden route into the forest. The Bielski camp grew more crowded than ever. Everyone was assigned roles based on their skills, and even the women were trained to use weapons as a last line of defense. Tuvia then laid out the basic rules of the camp. Everyone had to work together. They were a family. For the sake of survival, Tuvia also enforced a strict rule: no pregnancies, because the camp simply could not protect or support a newborn. In the freezing cold, Asael married Hayer on the first day of snowfall, using Tuvia's ring. The camp celebrated a rare moment of joy. While far away, Zeus was already fighting German forces on the front lines. By December 1941, the camp was on the brink of collapse. Everyone was starving. Their food supply had been reduced to just sweet potatoes, with no other choice. Tuvia made the hardest decision of all. She killed their only horse to feed the camp. Hunger, freezing temperatures, and desperation quickly tore at their unity, and people began fighting over food just to survive. Amid the freezing cold, Tuvia found himself drawn to a beautiful widow from the village of Brandovich named Lilker. But with that connection came troubling news. A typhus outbreak began spreading through the camp. From that moment on, Tuvia's burden grew heavier, securing food, protecting his people from the deadly disease, and keeping Lilka safe, the widow who now meant so much to him. Following advice from others, Tuvia went to the Red Army to ask for medicine, but her request was rejected. Zeus, who happened to be there, proposed a risky plan to attack a Nazi police camp and steal the medicine themselves. That night, gunfire erupted between the Red Army and Nazi police. Zeus managed to escape with the medicine, though he was wounded. Tuvia urged him to return with her, but he refused, choosing to continue the fight alongside the Red Army. Days later, Tuvia herself fell ill with typhus and grew weaker. At the same time, tension inside the camp exploded. A man named Arkady imposed a brutal rule: whoever won a fight could take as much food as they wanted. He even claimed Tuvia was no longer fit to lead. Seeing her people oppressed and starving, Tuvia took decisive action. She shot Arkady dead and ordered his body to be thrown far away. She warned the rest of the camp: anyone who tried to divide them would face the same fate. Fortunately, Tuvia slowly recovered thanks to the care of a woman named Lilka. As she healed, the two shared long conversations about their lives before the war. In April 1942, the seasons began to change. Sunlight returned and warmth slowly filled the forest. But the calm did not last. A captured German messenger revealed terrifying news. Within 2 days, Nazi forces would destroy the forest with aerial attacks. Rage erupted, and the messenger was killed. At the same time, Red Army partisans prepared to retreat, knowing a massive assault was coming. Zeus, worried about his family, realized the Jewish camp was seen as an obstacle. He abandoned the unit and returned to the forest, but the Germans moved first. The sound of aircraft echoed overhead, and the attack began. As chaos spread through the forest, Asael and his small group chose to stay behind, deliberately slowing the enemy's advance to buy precious time for the others to escape. Gunfire echoed through the trees, and one by one, those who held the line began to fall. The refugees ran until they had nowhere left to go. Ahead of them lay a deep ravine and a wide river. Panic set in. Even Tuvia, drained of strength and hope. Just when the situation seemed hopeless, Asael returned. Despite the fighting and the losses, he had survived and brought with him a final plan. Ropes were quickly gathered from whatever supplies they had left. The strongest men positioned themselves at the front, anchoring the line. Children were lifted onto shoulders, the elderly supported on both sides, and everyone tied themselves together, knowing that one misstep could mean death. After a long and painful journey, they reached open ground, but it was dangerously exposed. A German armored vehicle appeared and opened fire as desperation peaked. Even the women joined the fight. Just when defeat seemed inevitable, help arrived from the opposite direction. Zeus and his crew returned and successfully drove the enemy away. The survivors moved deeper into the forest and built a new camp. For more than 2 years, the Bielski community endured, building schools, hospitals, and a new life by the end of the war. Nearly 1,200 people had been saved. Asael later joined the Red Army and was killed 6 months later. Zeus emigrated to New York and started a small business. Tuvia followed, living alongside his brother for decades. He eventually married Luca, finally finding peace after years of suffering. Their story stands as proof that even in the darkest times, hope can survive.